Hello, my little angels, demons, and everything in between. My name is Boyish Empress, aka Raven. Welcome back to my little tarot corner of the internet. Today, I am excited to bring you another pick a card reading, one that is inspired by, as you can probably see in the corner there and by the title, the Triple Goddess archetype. So, I have actually been reading this book that I'm showing you right here, The Triple Goddess by Mclean, an exploration of the archetypal feminine. And it's been very interesting to look into not only the goddess archetype as a whole, but specifically into goddesses that have this triple aspect to them, looking into why they have three sides to them, and delving into what the three is a number, as like a sacred number, but what these different sides can mean. And one of the things I was really inspired by as I was starting to read this book is looking at the triple goddess archetype as governing over three different realms. So this is a pick a card reading. It's kind of a pick a realm reading, if you will. And I will guide you through what I mean here. So as you can see, we have three piles, each represented by a different animal spirit. So you will be choosing one of these guys based on how you feel. But right above each animal spirit, we have a bay leaf that tells you which realm we're looking at. So with the horse, this is the earth realm, and this is going to be a message from the body. So a message from the earthly plane, a more 3D message, if you will, a message from your physical body and how that connects to energetic bodies and spiritual bodies. And this is going to be like, they go up in realms, if that makes sense. So the next one is represented by the crocodile, and this is the sea realm. So this is the soul. This is kind of the middle of these three realms to me. It is going to be talking about the element of water, which is very fluid, more dreamlike, more connected to the spiritual realm while remaining a part of Earth. But it is going to be a deeper dive into the unconscious, right? Like the Earth is governing over the conscious, the sea is more of the unconscious. So that's the middle one there. And then this last one we have is the dragonfly, and this is the sky realm, and this is connected to spirit. So this is more of the heavenly realm. This is directly related to spirit rather than just the energetic body, the conscious or the unconscious. This is more of a direct kind of line to the spiritual realm, more connected to God, if you will. So yeah, so this is the lower realm, middle realm, and the higher realm. But when I say that, I don't mean to imply that the earth realm is somewhat like less important, and I don't want you to think of it that way. I really want you to pick which realm is actually calling to you, not necessarily the realm that you think would be the coolest to visit. So yeah, if I ever talk about, just as a reader in general, if I ever talk about the lower realm or like the earth or the underworld, never assume that there's a negative connotation there for me. I am a spiritual person who really, really values this more tangible, earthly, material plane. So I just want to put that as a disclaimer, even though I said this is kind of the low realm, middle realm, and high realm. I don't think that the high realm is like superior in any way. I don't think any of these top each other, and in fact, we need all of them and a good balance of all of them to remain connected, really. Before we begin, I also want to say that if you want to explore all of these realms, go ahead, right? Who am I to stop you? If you feel genuinely called to get a message from your body, your soul, and your spirit, then that's your prerogative, and I think that you should go for it. but genuinely just, as always, go with your gut, and I will give you probably 10 to 20 seconds to gaze at these piles, close your eyes, feel into your body, and choose which one is resonating with you the best. So I will give you that time now. Alright friends, if you need some more time, you can pause the video here. Otherwise, let's travel and let's get a message from the realm that you chose. I will meet you there in the timestamps below. Okay, travelers of Earth, welcome to your reading. I'm so excited to get some messages from your body today, get some messages from the Earth. This is kind of my realm. I am someone who has a lot of Earth in their chart. I feel very connected to the element of Earth, so this is definitely like my ballpark here, and I'm really excited to conduct your reading. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting out with the Tarot of the Abyss. This deck definitely reminds me of the Earth as well as the underworld, which feels like where we're going. So strap in, put your seatbelts on, and let's get started for you. Instead of pre-shuffling, I'm actually going to conduct this reading live, which is exciting. So yeah. All right, Spirit, for all of my earthly explorers, what are some messages for this pile from their body, whether this is the physical body, the energetic body, what's going on for them? All right. Okay, wow. All right, let's start there, right? Okay, Earth pile, let's get started with your reading. Very, very strong energy to start out with. So funny that we've got the horse and the chariot. And if you don't know the chariot, actually, is it led by horses usually? I don't know if it is. I think it's led by some mythical creature, like maybe a sphinx or something. But either way, the horse reminds me of the chariot because obviously the horse is used with humans to aid us in not transformation, but sure, transportation is what I meant to say. And so right after this animal, we have the chariot and the Six of Swords, which both have these huge birds and people traveling on top of them. So very, very interesting. And also below both the chariot and the Six of Swords, it looks like here we're definitely over kind of raging waves there. Let me take a closer look at this. Do we think that is also waves? It looks like it could be either like billowing land or waves as well. Very similar cards though, but almost in an opposite direction. Give me 1 second. My cats are being loud. So as I was saying, we've got kind of a mirrored energy here. It makes me feel like there's this deep, deep, deep desire and call to action that has to do with physical travel, but I almost feel like it's physical travel in order to aid spiritual progress. So right away your body is coming in with the message that either you have made a decision recently that is definitely propelling you forward, or you're just about to. I do feel like the Six of Swords is coming with a kind of warning. And I feel that the Chariot and the Six of Swords, they should be working together, but they're kind of going at each other. So this could be conflicting parts of yourself. The Chariot is striking me as like this amazing opportunity that is born from struggle, that is born from a period of rest, that is born from a period of stagnation. And it's almost like you finally busting out and like being free, and you can feel the wind in your hair, and it's just like, yes, like shit is moving like I want it to. Like I can feel my life changing. There's like this very strong sense of empowerment here, where you're realizing through the act of choosing yourself and choosing where you want to go and what you want to do, there's this change, this beautiful transformation that's taking place within you that shows you actively, I can change my life. I do have power. I have choices, and I can free myself from situations that make me feel trapped. So I want you to know that if that doesn't yet resonate as like the period of life that you're in, I do feel like you're very, very close to uncovering the next steps that you need to take to kind of jumpstart you on that journey. But to go into the Six of Swords, I do kind of feel like you're not quite there yet, because the Six of Swords feels to me like you're not running towards something, like you are running away from something. The Six of Swords comes up in our lives when we desperately need to kind of take stock of what we're going to take into the next chapter of our lives. But there's almost an aspect of escape. And I don't mean like escapism, like into the mind. I mean like more either physical or spiritual escape, where you are needing to take yourself away from something, similar to the Eight of Cups, right? Where you're having to walk away from something. The Six of Swords is like you taking what you need with you. If you can see closely there, this figure has a baby in their arms, and they're traveling over this really tumultuous ocean, but they're getting away. So the theme of that card is moving into smoother waters. And it almost feels like the Chariot is the overall goal for you, is to be running towards what you want. But in the present, it feels like what you actually have to be doing is running away from what you don't want. And I know that running away has this connotation of cowardice, or it can, maybe you're perceiving it that way. I don't want you to see yourself as a coward. I want you to know that to walk away from what is hurting you is one of the bravest things that you can do, okay? Even if some people in your life think that you're running away, that you are a coward, if this journey of you moving towards calmer waters ends in you finding more peace, there's nothing cowardly about that. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? The Six of Swords, okay, let me rephrase this for you. Your body is aching for more peace. Your body is aching to be in calmer waters with you, okay? Working with you to maintain peace and maintain stability. I get the strong sense that wherever you are now, whether this is like a living situation, a job situation, there's some physical place that you go to or that you live in which you feel unsafe and constricted in some way, and your body wants out. And I think that you know that, because why else would the Chariot be here, right? Why else would the Six of Swords be here? It's like I get the sense that you are either more on this path than you think you are, or you're like aware of it and you're just about to make that change. Your body just wants you to be happy, and it's fighting so hard for you to keep you safe. And I know that sometimes we can feel really trapped within the routines and the cycles that our bodies put us through. I want you to send some compassion to yourself, but also to your body, and remember that your body is the one thing in your life that is completely yours and is working with you to the best of its ability at all times. So send some gratefulness and some compassion to your body, because it does so many silent, I'm almost getting like fighting silent wars within you that you might not even be physically aware of. Just all of the systems within us and all of the mechanisms that our bodies just sometimes effortlessly, sometimes less effortlessly, but nonetheless, your body is always trying, right? So it looks like you're in the midst of a really intense decision. And I'll move on to talk about that Tower card, because I wanted to say it's the elephant in the room, but it's really, really not. This Tower, it is hard, and it is indicative of some sort of destruction. I almost feel like you could be moving away from maybe a family member or a group of family members, maybe a friend group. I feel a real like connection vibe to this. So it's like, I just feel like you're trying to move into safer waters in terms of like who you're connected to and who you talk to on a daily basis. It's never easy for us to see the Tower, right? It's never easy for us to come to the conclusion that the foundation that we were building, the life that we were living, the roots that we were setting down are failing us. That's really what it's about. When a tower falls, it's something that was not meant to sustain. We can talk about the foundation, right? If a tower falls, it's because the foundation wasn't sturdy enough. But I almost feel like it may not be super accurate to your situation. The tests that you are facing in your life right now are not in your life to punish you. If you're feeling pain in your body, if you're feeling a lot of discomfort, going through a tumultuous time, whether with your physical or mental health, I don't want you to blame your body. I actually think that a lot of the physical situation that you're in right now has a lot to do with why your body seems to be in distress. And I think you underestimate how much physically being in this group of people, living in this house, whatever your situation is affecting you on a physical level. It's affecting you a lot. And I hear like alarm bells going off. A lot of the issues that you're facing right now are a reflection of how you need to make some sort of change in your life. And once this tower falls, once you're able to make this decision for yourself and yourself alone, to choose yourself and choose your well-being, whatever that means to you, right after that, it's going to be your time to start over and to start fresh. The Page of Wands is here. I love this Page of Wands card. She's collecting sticks to make a fire, to warm her, to sustain her. And that's exactly what you're going to be doing once you are in a safe environment. You're going to start building. You're going to start over. and it's not going to be easy. And I don't love giving you this news. Like, it's never great when I have to be the bearer of bad news in which something has to be rebuilt. But it has to happen. It has to happen. I'm hearing the saying, don't expect to drink from the empty well, right? Don't expect to receive nourishment from places that have never nourished you, okay? This is going to be a long journey, but you have to stay centered in the fact that you are deserving of peace and that you're deserving of a life that you're proud of. That's ultimately what your body wants to tell you, is like this life that you're dreaming of, where you have peace, where you have quiet, where you have support, where you have space, air to grow, to change, to be who you are. It's possible. And I think that you know that. And I think you know exactly what you have to do. I'm just helping you out here as the messenger, okay? Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more cards for you, and then we're going to end your reading. All right. Can I please have some final messages for the viewers who chose the Earth Realm? What are the final messages that their body would like to share? Okay, great, I love that. Okay. Three of Swords, Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. I don't want to downplay how difficult it has been for you to come to the conclusion that where you were trying to settle down or find peace is not sustaining you. I know how badly that hurts. And I can feel how honest you've had to be with yourself, and how sometimes the truth has been too difficult to bear, so you've hidden it for a little bit and then let it resurface slowly. I know it's sometimes difficult to understand what your body is trying to tell you, but work to see your body as an ally, a force that's not looking to lie to you, a force that's simply trying to keep you safe at all times. Allow yourself to feel the grief, the bodily signals within us that indicate our loss are really important to pay attention to and let pass through us. It's not an easy road that you're going down right now, but it is divinely guided, and it is safe. You are safe, and I'm getting a little choked up here. I'm proud of you. And if no one has said that to you lately, please let me say it again. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for choosing yourself. I'm proud of you for listening to yourself when others don't believe you, when others don't validate you, when others don't show their love in a way that makes sense to you. I'm so proud of you for searching for what feels better and what actually serves you. It's no small feat what you're doing. The Eight of Wands suggests that this is happening sooner than you think. Either the chance to make this choice, or just that the universe is kind of coming in and making changes for us, okay? I do feel like whether or not you make this decision yourself, this is something that's fated to happen. So I have this belief that like often we can be aware of the changes that we need to make, or like where the universe is guiding us, but we have free will, right? I also believe in free will. So we can choose to make these changes. But if something is just gonna happen, like if, and I don't know how this works, you know, but like I do feel like some things are just meant to happen in our lives, and if we don't orient ourselves there, then the universe will make it happen, okay? So you could take solace in that. I don't mean to say that to scare you. I mean to say that spirits got you, okay? And they're not going to let you be in this unsafe situation. But if you want to, and if you have the energy and the resources to get out of the situation yourself, you are advised to do that. But if not, the resources, the timing, it'll all happen when it needs to, okay? And then the last card that you have is the Queen of Wands, which is such a wonderful ending to this reading because it is the progression from the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, okay? So in the Page of Wands, after you make this decision to be with yourself, to choose yourself, to go forward, focus please. You are gathering here, right? You are getting ready to rebuild, I should say. And then the Queen of Wands, this is almost like, this is you later down the line, okay? This is you with the resources, starting your own fire. Feeling into your own power, creating from that sacral area, right? That place of divine power. You are much more powerful than you think. Meditation may be important or can be helpful to you at this time to connect to this future version of yourself. If you can feel into yourself and believe that there is a version of you on the other side of this, it will be greatly helpful for you, because I almost feel like you need strength from somewhere else too. Let that future version of you hold you for a little bit. Let them inspire you. Let them encourage you that there is a life on the other side of this and that you can get there. All right. If you chose the earth pile, these were messages from your body. I know that this was kind of an intense reading, and if this was for you and it resonated, I just want to let you know that I really believe in you and that I resonate deeply with this pile and have been through a journey of my own that mirrors the one that I see here, and I am on the other side. So if you can't connect to that future version of you, you can connect to my energy and understand that I am someone who used to be not loved in a way that felt right, and I used to be in unsafe situations, and I used to be taken advantage of and harmed, whether it was by others' ignorance or by their intentions, and I got myself out of it. And it's many years later, and I'm still working on believing that I am safe. But the reality is that I am safe now. And I can tell you, as someone who seems to be in the more beginning stages of a process similar to mine, detaching from people who hurt you, I want you to know that you're worth it. You're worth genuine love. You are worth a safe life. You are worth peace. You are worth your independence, your freedom. Okay? I love you. I'm so proud of you. And your body is so proud of you, and your body is your ultimate ally. Okay? So listen to it. Listen to those gut instincts. I feel that you have them. I feel that you have this great foresight. And even though you might be really struggling right now, that you know that you will get to the other side of this. Okay? You are strong and you have support. I love you. I wish you the best. and good luck on your journey. Hey, hello, sea divers. If you chose the sea realm, these are messages from your soul. So instead of pre-shuffling, I'm going to shuffle on camera for y'all, which is exciting. And I'm going to be using, what is this? The Uncommon Tarot. Looks like this. I don't have a particularly sea-themed deck, so this will have to do. This is just what I intuitively wanted to use. So yeah, these are messages from your soul. These will likely be unconscious messages from this sort of like more inaccessible part of you. All right, let's just get started here. All right. What are the messages from this pile's soul? Anyone who chose the sea pile, what are some soul messages for them? Please and thank you. What does their soul want to tell them? Okay, let's start there. Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords followed by the Ten of Swords, followed by the Magician, and the last card is the Four of Swords. A lot of swords energy for this pile. I feel like I want to... Alright, now I'll start there. Okay, so I'll start by explaining a little bit about the crocodile. The crocodile talks about timing. It talks about waiting patiently for the right moment to take action. And it talks about, again, basically like waiting for the right moment to strike. The crocodile is not necessarily, I mean, it is a very like dangerous creature in some senses, and it will get things done, but it's going to do things in a meticulous and deliberate way. So I already feel like these messages are going to be related to either projects that you are like passion projects, art, career, that sort of realm, even hobbies here, because already I feel this sense of like you playing the waiting game. And with the Nine of Swords, there is this Nine of Swords is very interesting. It's like this person's kind of playing with their shadow here, but just kind of sitting in it. So I feel like you have been sitting in this period of non-action where you haven't felt the energy and the capability to do the things that you've needed to do. I get the word procrastination very strongly. And usually I associate the Nine of Swords with anxiety, but I almost feel like this is more so, there's an emptiness around it. And maybe there is anxiety or a certain amount of dread, but it's like cloaked by this like weighted blanket of just like feeling blah. You might be struggling with insomnia, sleep problems at this time. You might be having nightmares as well, perhaps. But it's like there's a disconnect from the soul. There's a disconnect from what lights you up and what connects you to non-physical realms. I feel like you feel like you're floating in space, but you feel really heavy at the same time. Perhaps you've been waiting around for things to change, for for something to come through for you is what I'm hearing. And the Ten of Swords, like, there's just so many swords here. There's so many experiences you've had that have just left you feeling so lackluster. Maybe you used to be someone who is like super optimistic about whatever this project or endeavor is, but right now, and it might just be right now, right? Like maybe you move in and out of this space, but this is the message for right now that your soul wants to come through and tell me, is that like you've just been feeling uninspired, and kind of like beaten down by the world in a sense, which, hey, it makes sense. Sometimes we can live in a world that we perceive as super uninspiring. We get bogged down by the expectations that we have of our life, but also that other people have of us, that society has of us. This can be really stifling. It can make us feel super disconnected from what we actually want, feeling like we have to just like play this game and that there's only one right way to play the game, right? So I almost feel like this sensation of feeling trapped in the matrix, which is a silly like thing to come through, but I mean that in the way of like you've just been really almost like too grounded in the material plane and not utilizing your mind enough, not utilizing your imagination enough, your heart enough, these less tangible parts of you. I feel like you've been grounded in logic or like this specific reality that you've convinced yourself is ever present. This reality where you have to get up every day and do the same thing. Where you have to stay at a job that is uninspiring to you, because you have these real world responsibilities, right? Paying your bills on time, paying your rent, whatever your fiscal responsibilities are, taking care of your family. But it's like you're on a loop here. Sorry, my cat is like, hello? What are you doing in there? Can you get down? It feels like you've been on a loop. Of just mundane shit, and maybe you haven't been aware of like how much this has been affecting you, but I do feel like you're kind of going through a period of depression right now, of not really being interested in things like you once were, not feeling like things are progressing in the way that you would like them to. And there is a certain amount of power in just owning that, in just becoming aware that that's where you are right now. And before kind of like rushing to tell you how you can shift this or how you can fix it, I do feel like I need to validate you and let you know that like it's okay to lay down. It's okay to not feel inspired right now. You don't have to force yourself to feel good when you don't feel good. And sometimes the very act of allowing ourselves to feel bad is ironically what can shift us out of that feeling, because whenever we give ourselves permission to be authentic, it opens something for us. So even if it's something that really sucks, right? Like going through a bout of depression and not wanting to get up, not wanting to make a meal, staying in bed all day. If there is constant resistance and we're trying to get ourselves out of that state, it can prolong that state. It can give us the very thing that we're trying to push away, right? Because maybe we need that rest, maybe we need that sleep, maybe we need that period of not taking in anything to move forward. So there's an aspect of the struggles that you're having right now that are like necessary for you to feel into and accept. So I want you to know that it's okay. especially with that Four of Swords being there with the Magician. Four of Swords talks about rest and rejuvenation, taking time to recoup, taking time to retreat. It's less of an intense energy as the Hermit here, but it is a period of time where we're just like allowing ourselves to not do much. Usually when my spirits give me this card, they're like, give it a rest, dude. Like, you need to calm down. You need to not overwork yourself at this time. So that might be extra confirmation for you, like, yes, rest, okay? It might not feel great to you to rest, but because the Magician is here, I feel like this is just saying, yeah, this is the space you're in right now, but you're going to come out of it, okay? You're going to come out of it. You're going to feel into yourself again. You're going to feel connected to your soul again. You're going to feel connected to this this deeper part of you. And it's okay if you don't feel it at all times. If you are a witch or a magical practitioner, I do feel like this is confirmation that you are supposed to be in a rest period. You're not supposed to be making everything happen right now, doing spells out the wazoo, working with the new moon, the full moon, doing crazy rituals. Like, this isn't the time for it. But this period, if you let this period be what it is, you're going to emerge out of it feeling a lot better, and perhaps learning something integral to use in the next part of your journey. So there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you right now, okay? It's okay. And I'm not a mental health professional, but I do want to encourage you that if you feel like you need help from a mental health professional, you feel like you want to try medication for any mental health problems or talking to a therapist, do that. Like, don't feel afraid to address and really feel into and take seriously the experience that you're having right now, because you deserve to find relief. Just make sure that you are doing it in a healthy way, and making sure that you're keeping your wellness at the forefront of your mind, and just not blaming yourself, I think, is important here. I want to pull a few more cards though, because the Crocodile and the Magician are both telling me that this is a period of stagnancy, but when the moment comes, you're going to be able to strike. So I want to get a little bit more about that situation and what your soul would like to say about what it will look like for you to come out of this period of rejuvenation and rest. All right. All right. Let's look into what will happen after this period is over, right? What are we striking towards with the Crocodile, and what will we make with the Magician? Okay. So we've got the King of Wands, Strength, and the Moon. Very interesting combination. Okay, very, very strong lion energy. You may be Leo or have Leo placements. You also may be a Cancer or have Cancer placements, but very strong luminary energies here, okay? That means the sun and the moon. So you might have important parts of that within your chart. But with both of them being here, the sun and the moon, Strength and the King of Wands having that kind of solar energy, that punchy sun energy, and the moon obviously being the moon, you're coming into a period of beautiful flow and opposition. And this, I almost feel like the sea, the realm of the sea is highly associated with the moon. So I'm really glad that this came up. It's almost like I want you to kind of, to the best of your ability, enjoy this period, even though it can be dark, it can be scary, it can be extremely uncomfortable. I want you to see it as time well spent with your soul. So you may feel disconnected right now, but perhaps you feel disconnected because you're not allowing yourself to feel into the fullness of this deep dive that you're having right now. I think your soul wants you to deep dive with the moon being here. And we've got that ocean imagery in there too. It's like they want you to be a traveler of the depths within your soul. And I know that's super intense and it can feel scary and like, I don't want to do that. But I promise that it's going to, it's only going to help you. It's only going to make you more experienced and richer as a person, spiritually and artistically, and whatever you are trying to build in your life. It's just going to add this spiritual strength. I feel like you're almost going through like a testing period, where your guides really just want you to learn more about yourself, and that takes the initiative. Like, you need the initiative to be able to go into those dark, scarier spaces. But like, I almost feel like maybe you're a more solar oriented person. Again, if you have Leo placements or any fire placements, you might just feel more comfortable with this other aspect, this bright, warm energy. So you're being asked to kind of go into the opposite of what you're comfortable with. I wonder also if you're into astrology, I'm curious to know what your north and south nodes are, because I get south node and north node energy. I'm not sure which is which though. You're being tested in this period to be able to step into your north node, to be able to step into your purpose, which I feel like you might be a Leo north node. You are meant to lead. You are meant to help people. You are meant to transform others through your example. With Strength and the King of Wands being here, you have a very strong transformative presence, and your soul wants to reflect your story outward, to help people who might be in similar positions. So you could also think of this darker period in your life right now as assistance to that. Like, maybe this is training to become a better mentor, to become a better teacher, to become whatever your line of work or your line of passion is. It's just going to help you be better at that on a human level, on a connective level. And that's really important. You want to be a person who is full of experience and knows themselves really deeply, to be able to help other people go through the processes that you have gone through. So be patient with yourself, sea diver, as you delve into the depths here. Keep in mind your values. I'm also getting that writing about your values would be helpful, and trying to remember why you do the things that you do. So let me give an example. If you feel really disconnected from your journey right now, say, I'll use the teacher example. Say that you are a teacher, and right now you feel really disconnected from your students. You feel disconnected from your job as a whole. Maybe sometimes you get down on yourself, feeling like people aren't soaking in the knowledge that you're trying to give. Maybe that you're the way that you're showing up as a teacher isn't effective right now. So it might be helpful for you in that situation to remember why you started teaching in the first place. Maybe one of your values is preserving history. So if you are a history teacher, maybe it's really important for you to talk about history in a way that is very truthful, that is very historically accurate. A lot of times, in school, we were taught history, especially in America, from a viewpoint that was extremely patriarchal, extremely centering the white colonizer narrative. Interesting that I'm being led to bring that up right now, but in America, a lot of people are taught history that is untrue, history that is completely skewed towards seeing America as a great country. I hope I won't get in trouble for saying this, but it is what it is, right? Like, a lot of times we don't learn all that we should learn about history or about any subject. And maybe one of your values as a teacher is to bring things to light that a lot of other teachers would rather shove under the rug because it's controversial or hard to talk about. But my point here being, if you feel disconnected from your vocation or from your passion, try to remember why you're doing it. And then hopefully you'll kind of get this flame back. And you'll kind of remember, like, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I lead with. This is why I'm important as a teacher. Because I'm truthful, because I have integrity, because I want to be a reliable source for the youth, or like for, whatever. I just think that would be really helpful to you to just kind of recenter. And it's okay if you feel disconnected sometimes. You'll always find your way back, and I need you to know that. So if you chose the C realm, these were messages from your soul. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know how it resonated in the comments, and if you enjoyed me as a reader, please like and subscribe. As a new reader on this platform, it really means a lot to me to be heard and supported, so thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Hello, my sky explorers, my little flyers. If you chose the sky realm, this is your reading. Welcome. Okay, so these are going to be messages from your spirit. These will likely be more related than the last two piles to your spirit team and your and your spiritual life, so to speak, your spirituality in general. But let's get started. So I'm going to be using the Transient Light Tarot for this reading. It just felt like the right choice, and I chose a different deck for each of these piles, so I'm excited, and I'm going to be shuffling on camera for this one. Alright, so for my viewers who chose the Sky Realm, what are the messages from their spirit? What does their spirit want them to know? What does their spirit want them to know? Their spirit team, their spirit in general. Okay, looks like we've got enough to work with. Okay, card 1. Future, very interesting. 6 of coins, or 6 of pentacles. 6 of wands. Three of Wands, and the last card is the World. Very interesting spread for the sky pile. Okay, let's get right into it for the sky pile. So it's very interesting that Future came out first, because in this deck, this is not like most tarot decks. This deck has 3 cards that are not related to the usual tarot cards. They are past, present, and future. And Future came out as your first card, which leads me to believe that this message is, if you could guess, very heavily focused on your future, and your spirit wants to immediately bring to attention that this is a reading that is looking towards the future, which is great. And I hope this is inspiring to you, because we have some amazing cards here. So we start with the 6 of Coins. I feel like this is pointing to a problem that you might have had in the past that is starting to resolve now and will be even more aligned in the future, where like you didn't feel like you were receiving what you needed to be receiving, and your ability to give and receive has been thwarted by a lot of things, perhaps past experiences, perhaps a lack mindset, not feeling like there is enough to go around. But I feel like in the future you will have enough to give. And in the past you might have felt like a lack mindset because you didn't feel like you had enough to sustain yourself. So how would you feel like you can sustain others as well and have this beautiful reciprocity? But in the future, you're definitely going to have this. I am seeing kind of like, I'm seeing like a potluck party, or like everyone coming to the table to bring something special. So perhaps you will be exchanging gifts sometime soon at a celebration, or you will be cooking for people, or people will be cooking for you. There's a highly communal aspect to this kind of like future moment that I'm peering into right now. And I do feel like it's definitely a celebration, because the next thing we have is the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a victory, so to speak. It's something that comes through for you, that is the culmination of a lot of effort that you've put in, and you're finally being recognized for something. You're finally reaching the next level in something that you have been wanting to for a long time. And with the 3 of Wands, whatever success you find is going to open up new opportunities for you and let you flourish into these new possibilities. I want to pull some more cards. I don't feel like I'm getting like a full story, despite the fact that we have 5 cards here, or 6 including the dragonfly. But can I just get some more cards regarding what the overall message is from this pile's spirit? Wow, guys, I can't make this shit up, dude. I'm telling you, there's only 3 cards that are talking about time, and you got present as well. I'm gonna move this back so we can see everything. You've got present as well. Okay, and then we've got the Ace of Swords. Let's get a few more. We might as well go on to this present timeline as well. These are reading as timelines to me, or just like important things that are happening. Okay. 4 of Vessels. 2 of Wands right under the 3 of Wands. So fascinating. And the 9 of Vessels. Okay, we're really gonna have to work to get this on screen here. Okay. This is a very, very interesting reading, because like I said, these cards rarely, like these timeline cards rarely show up for me in my own readings. I don't think I've ever gotten the present card. So that gives us an amazing place to start from and kind of, or continue from, and kind of like weaving this story. So where did we leave off in the future? We were talking about how you're going to come into some sort of success that opens up different doorways to you. But with the worlds being at the end here, I do feel like there is some sort of ending that had to take place in order for these to come through for you. There was something that you had to toe the line between what you want and what you need, is what I'm hearing. So perhaps you've had to make some sort of difficult decision. So let's go into the present, because we're kind of going backwards, right? So in the present, we've got the Ace of Swords to start out with. This is an undeniable truth or clarity that you come to. I feel like you are presently coming to a realization that is going to trigger a massive transformation within you. I'm hearing you will be climbing new mountains there with the mountain range in the back, and there's just like a lot on your horizon now, because it's almost like there was a fog in front of you for a long time. And with that Ace of Swords, this is like a piece of information that was absolutely necessary for you to progress to the next stage or the next level. So you're like cutting through this fog. And then once the fog clears, you see this insanely vast landscape. And it's inspiring to you, but it's also intimidating to you. And going into the Four of Vessels here, I love this Four of Vessels card. What it really brings to mind to me is the lesson that we have to learn in letting go. Because, so we see the watering can here, so the desire to nurture. But in the background we have 3 plants, and none of these plants seem to be doing well, okay? None of them seem to be flourishing. They're all kind of dead. And so this is a lesson that you're learning, that you can't take everyone with you. You can't take everything with you in the next stage of your life. Where you're going is, it is a path that is paved especially for you. So you have to be very intentional and very specific about what you nurture during this time. And you are learning that you want this progression for yourself, and you're learning that you have to get rid of things that are holding you back. So perhaps in the past, you would have tried to water these dead plants, right? You would have used your resources, used your time and energy to nurture something that is never coming back to life. That's the overall message with this Four of Vessels, which I love, right? Because if we are continuously trying to make something work, to make something grow, that is just not meant to. That is meant to, be composted, be reused, and ultimately die. We're just wasting our time, and we are prolonging our own growth and prolonging the journey to new things. So this lesson in letting things die is central to what your spirit is learning, or what your spirit is more so teaching you at this time. And normally, like, that Four of Vessels makes me a little sad, but maybe it's just because I'm peering into the future, and I know how successful you're going to be because you're letting sleeping dogs lie here, because you're letting the past be in the past, you're letting things that aren't growing die and recede. You're going to be receiving such blessings and such gifts that I don't feel sad about that. And I don't think that you do either, because that Ace of Swords is showing me that you know better at this point. It's like you have such an accurate view on the situation. There's no amount of delusion that is coloring your perception. You don't have rose-colored glasses on, none of that. The Ace of Swords is like, this is what it is, and I know it now, and I feel it ringing throughout my entire being. I feel it resonating throughout my entire being, that now you're going to have that opportunity to nourish the dead thing again, and I don't think that you're going to. So this is confirmation. If you get tested after this reading, after this point, if you're put into a situation where you are needing to decide whether to go back to an old situation, an old person, an old relationship, even an old mode of being, or like an old way of communicating or making choices here, if you I mean, your spirit is saying, don't do it. Your spirit is saying, you know better than this. And we are trying to show you through this reading that you are going to get to where you want to be by letting the things that bog you down go. So really pay close attention to that, and don't lose sight of this new perspective that you have. I feel like it's really important for me to tell you that whatever conclusion you've made about a situation, whatever conclusion you've made about a person, an intuition, a gut feeling that you have about how something is not fitting in your life anymore, listen to it. You don't have to play out this scenario again. You don't have to continue this cycle for you to know for sure. You feel it in your gut. You have all of the information that you need. I need you to follow your intuition based on that, okay? Or more so, your spirit team, your spirit needs you to understand that you do not need whatever this is anymore, and it is time to let it go. So very central to your growth is your ability to let this lie in the past and not take it with you into your future. And notice that we only got the present and future cards, right? Spirit didn't show you the past. Spirit didn't show you the past. So this also makes me think that you have been too focused on the past, maybe recently or just like lately. You have been really kind of, in the past, you have had those rose-colored glasses on, that nostalgia vision around a situation, and you've been thinking about it a lot, but your focus now is at the very least on your present, okay? Spirit really wants to take you out of that nostalgia vision stuff. And I don't really feel like you're in it anymore, but this is just a reminder. Stay focused on your present, okay? As much as you possibly can. Breathe. Take moments for yourself to ground yourself and reconnect to where you are right now. Because Spirit also wants you to focus on how your present actions will grow in the future and will, you will sow the seeds that you are planting right now. So it's very important to have a precise degree of awareness around how you're spending your time right now. If you are constantly stuck thinking about the past, you're not doing anything in the present to sustain you and to get to where you want to be. So again, I'm not saying this to like discourage you. It's just a reminder, okay? I feel that you know in your being that it's time to move on. So I'm just encouraging you that that is the way to go. And there's a reason why Spirit is not having me talk about the past. They're just having me talk about how you thought about the past a lot. But they're really wanting to focus on the future and the present and how those two intermingle. Okay, moving into that 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands action, I love that progression. In the present, you are being guided to plan, right? To look out into the future in a meticulous way, in a focused way, in an excited way as well, and just think about how you can get where you want to be. So you're thinking deeply about your goals right now. You're being encouraged to think deeply about your goals right now, and think about how you fit in this big world, right? How you want to approach your life. And I know that it can get overwhelming, but we can focus, we can take things in bite-sized pieces. And that is the beauty of the Two of Wands. It's helping us to move forward in a sustainable way. In the Suit of Wands, which is fire, which is like very almost like immediate and intense, the Two of Wands asks us to slow down a little bit and use our logic in conjunction with our passion, so we have both sides, right? We want to ground this fiery passion for the future that you have, ground it in your present reality. So this could take place with making vision boards, with even if it's like a Pinterest board, connecting to the sights, the sounds, the tastes, the everything that you want to have in your reality. Scripting might be an amazing thing to do. I do get a manifestation-y vibe from this. So you are being guided to meditate, slow down, take it slow, bite off what you can chew right now. Because if you start taking those small steps now, in the future, you're going to be one step ahead of where you need to be, which is such a beautiful jump. It's exactly where you need to be. So just continue following that hit of passion that you have, that hit of excitement, and try to make it grow, but keep it grounded, if that makes sense. So overall, take time out to think about what you want, and then how can you ground it into reality? Who do you need to call? What do you need to create? What class do you need to take? Like whatever the next actual step is to ground it into your world. You're being asked to do that so that later your ships will come in for you. Okay? Alrighty. And then the last two cards, which are so beautiful. The Nine of Vessels in the World. Remember when I was talking about a potluck and like the celebration where everyone is bringing something specific to the table? Like, how crazy is that the Nine of Vessels is coming through, and in this representation it's like literally a dinner or a potluck where everyone is bringing something to eat. This is the energy that you want to center in on right now, is like you have something very important to bring to the table. And maybe in the past, with those things that died, you tried to let yourself shine and it wasn't quite accepted in the way that you wanted it to. But you're getting a chance to rectify that and actually find places and people that can hold you in. You're finding people and places that can hold you in your softness and accept you for who you are. And everyone is working together. Everyone is just as important. Everyone has something important to give. So how beautiful for that to be the last card in this present storyline, leading us into that Six of Coins, where I was talking about giving and receiving, finding reciprocation, having enough in your life. You're going to be given so much. You're going to be given so much from your spirit, from the universe, that you're going to have no choice but to give. And it's going to lead you into such a powerful character arc for you. I mean, you're just going to receive something that you've wanted to for a really, really long time. And this is amazing. It's an amazing, it's a beautiful wake-up call for you. Whatever you went through recently, that truth that came to you, it's unfolding and unraveling a dream come true. So I need you to know that even if it feels really hard right now, you're getting this foresight for a reason, and it's because you need to know that this has been a blessing all along for you to move away from this thing and move into something that is soul aligned, that is aligned to your spirit. Your spirit team is excited for you. They want you to receive this recognition, this encouragement. You are on track with exactly what you need to be doing right now. This reading came out as so organized and so fluid at the same time, and that's a testament to how much work you have been doing within yourself to progress yourself to where you want to be. You've been very in tune with yourself, and that's ultimately what Spirit wants us to do. That's why they're here with us, and why we have these sensations that connect us to them, is to progress us forward when we listen to them and when we listen to ourselves ultimately. So I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. It was a pleasure to give. And if you enjoyed this reading, I would love it if you liked and subscribed. As a new reader on YouTube, it means a lot to me to get that feedback. So anything that you want to say in the comments is welcome to me, as long as it is respectful of my time and energy. Thank you so much, little sky, little, what am I calling you? Little sky explorers. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that you have a great rest of your night. And to all of my piles, once again, thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm looking forward to reading for you in the future. Till next time.